The NFL playoffs are here, and of course, the divisional round is here as well. We got 8 teams left, 4 on each side, and we got 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sundays. Let's preview those Saturday games.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills, Denver Broncos. Look, I think this. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, I think they have to play perfect to take down the AFC top seed Denver Broncos. I think they have to play absolutely perfect. Josh Allen has to be MVP like form. He's got to play better than he did against Jacksonville, and he played great against Jacksonville. I think the defense has to step up. I think you got to get James Cook, the guy who won the rushing title, in play. Denver's defense is insane. And I think Denver, there's a lot of things that Denver's going to try and do in this one. There's a lot of people talking bad about Denver, myself included. I have not believed in Denver all season long, but I think the Bills, if they want to come out on top here after sneaking by a win in Jacksonville, if they want to continue the Super Bowl run, they want to continue the narrative, or for Josh Allen, if it's not now, then when, they have to be on their top game against the Broncos in Denver.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is one of those where, yeah, the Broncos are the 1 seed and they're a very good team, but also the Bills, excuse me, like they're solid, but they have to kind of stretch a little bit here is kind of how I'm seeing it. Josh Allen is a great quarterback, but how do the pieces around him kind of fit in here? It feels similar to the Broncos a little bit, with Bo Nix maybe not being the best quarterback of all time, but certainly fielding a very, very good team behind him. The way I look at this is, and we talked about this a little bit, kind of before the show, was this is Josh Allen's opportunity to have a legacy game. Not necessarily for the reasons of like he needs to go out and throw for 560 yards and 10 touchdowns, which I think he does need to play well, but this is an opportunity for him to define kind of his career. And in a year without a Mahomes, without a Lamar, like come in, beat the 1 seed on the road, and continue his quest for a Super Bowl. I think, and if I'm wrong, you can correct me, that if they lose this game, question marks about Josh Allen, not necessarily from inside the organization, but will be asked, right? Like, is this the guy that can win you a Super Bowl? Because up until this point, it's been, man, he's just like, it's like the Knicks and the Bulls or whatever. Like, I don't even know the lore there, but everyone runs into Michael Jordan and they just you can't beat Michael Jordan. It's understandable. If Josh Allen's running into Patrick Mahomes, like, okay, we get it. But if you're running into Bo Nix and you can't get it done, now we start to have questions. And so, yeah, you need a big game out of Josh Allen, but I also think like this is a career defining moment for Josh Allen as well. And I think he understands that.
Yeah, I mean, as much as people don't want to talk about saying that wins are quarterback stats, I think you're right in an essence. I think it depends if they do lose this game, if Buffalo does lose this game, how they lose the game, to whether to compare it to Josh Allen or not. If he does everything he has to do, I mean, if he tears it up and it's the defense's fault or something like that, then I'm sure there'll be some sort of narrative, but there'll be a lot more. Fans will actually understand it a little bit more. What's the biggest gripe that Josh Allen's had to deal with all season long? Maybe for the last couple of years since Diggs left, the fact that he doesn't have the right wide receivers, right? I would say that's probably his biggest gripe. That's going to be even worse on Saturday. Gabe Davis tore his ACL in the game in Jacksonville. Tyrell Shavers also tore his ACL on Saturday. Actually, the Shavers stat is insane. He played 22 snaps with a torn ACL in the game. And he played 22 of the team's 34 snaps in the second half, and he had a torn ACL already. That's insane. So shout out to him. He deserves he deserves the toughness hammer of the day for us. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. But now you're looking at the wide receiver room that's even more beat up. You're hopefully bringing back Curtis Samuel, who did have a big game against Denver in the wild card round last year. So that's something to keep in mind. But this is another thing in the road for Josh Allen when it comes to wide receivers. That's why I really think James Cook has to step up. Those tight ends have to step up. They have to find a way to beat and expose that Denver's defense, something that not many teams have done all season long, even if it's a close game. What Denver's 11-2 in one-score games? I'm pretty sure that's what the record is. Wow, they still find a way to win football games. That's why they sat at home on Wild Card Weekend waiting for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, no, they have earned that 1 seed, as much as I don't love it as a Patriots fan. But what do you think here as far as Josh Allen goes? Do you think they rely on his legs a little bit more, allow him to scramble and get upfield, and kind of use the wide receivers that are out there as effectively decoys, kind of opening up some running lanes? Or do you think that I don't want to ask what he will do, because sometimes it feels like nobody knows what Josh Allen will do, not even Josh Allen. But do you think that that'll be kind of the part of the strategy of the Bills beating this Broncos defense? Hey, quick timeout. If you haven't already, hit subscribe down below. We're live literally every morning during the week talking about the biggest stories in sports. So you hitting subscribe is completely free and helps us out more than you know. It's a win-win all around. All right, back to the clip.
I think they'll do anything they possibly can, personally. If that means running the football, yeah. Josh Allen has a couple injuries himself. The injury report for the Bills came out on Wednesday and Tuesday, I think it was actually. And
Okay.
Josh Allen had 3 different injury designations on there. So, I mean, like, he's not 100% healthy either.
That's fair. Yeah.
So, but I don't think that's going to slow him down. I think he's going to find a way to do what it takes. I think Josh Allen's a fantastic quarterback. On the flip side, though, Bo Nix is having a great season. And it's been drowned out a little bit. People haven't paid attention to it as much because of how good this defense is, but he's almost thrown for 4,000 yards. He's got 25 touchdowns, just as many as Josh Allen threw. He has 11 interceptions compared to 10 of Josh Allen's. He has basically the same stats that the current MVP, the reigning MVP Josh Allen has, just one more extra interception, but about 300 more yards. Oh, and he brought his team to 14-3. They're 8-1 at home. They've only lost one time at home this year. This is a game where Bo Nix's only playoff game in the history of his career was last year's wild card beatdown from the Bills. This is a huge game for Bo Nix and the Broncos. To me, this could easily be a chip on their shoulder, saying they want revenge. But then on the flip side, you have to ask the question, how much rust does it take? We see it happen all the time with the college ball playoffs. You're off for a week. What's that mean for that one seed sitting around waiting for 1 week? Getting healthy is one thing, but that other team Buffalo just played a slobber knocker against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And
No,
I think they're ready to play.
I think that the rust versus rest argument is a lot weaker at the NFL level. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
I agree.
But, in college, they end up sitting for like almost a month after their last game, especially, with conference championship and then Army Navy and the whole thing works out interestingly. So I don't think it's as much of an argument of that as much as it is who has Denver played would maybe be the better argument. Have they played a Buffalo Bills caliber of team? Just quick perusing through their schedule here. Like, they did beat Houston 18-15, but the 15 points from Houston completely checks out to me. They beat Kansas City twice, but what is that really worth this year, honestly? Green Bay, that's a good win. I'll give them Green Bay. And they lost to Jacksonville. They lost to the Chargers, and they lost to Indy. So I'm not saying that Denver is a bunch of smoke here, but there is something to be said. And look, I get it. I'm a Patriots fan. The exact same thing is being said about the Patriots, but way, 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 way louder. So I completely get it. But I think that the Denver Broncos are in for maybe one of their toughest challenges of the season. I guess coming off the break might benefit them, but Bo Nix is really going to have a big game at home. I think playing this game at home is one of the biggest advantages that Denver has in this game, to be completely honest. Their defense is really, really good, but getting to play at Mile High at home is a major advantage for the Broncos. So my initial lean, I think I'm going to go ahead and lean the Broncos here, just because it feels like so much has to go right for the Bills. But if everything does go right, it's the Bills game all day long. It really does feel like there are a lot of things that have to happen.
I can't help but think of storybooks and NFL scripting. I can't help but think about this right now. The Buffalo Bills just beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in the wild card round. The Denver Broncos only lost one game at home this year against those Jacksonville Jaguars. Buffalo comes into town after beating that Jacksonville team, and then the Josh Allen run, I think, continues. That's where I'm leaning towards. I think Buffalo holds the upset, if it's even an upset, because if it depends where you look, really. This is a right down the middle game. I think ESPN Analytics has this one. They do 51.6% to Denver, 48.4 to Buffalo. I mean, that's right down the middle. It's a coin flip game, just like the one in Jacksonville Buffalo was. This isn't going to be an exciting game, and this is what we get to start off with, the divisional round of the playoffs. This could easily be the best game of the weekend, and it's happening at 4:30 on CBS. I mean, this could be the best game of the weekend, and you're getting it first. So make sure that you are ready to go. It should be a very fun one for sure. Injuries, I think, are going to be a huge concern when it comes to the wide receivers. When it comes to there's a couple from Denver's on Denver's side that's coming back as well. There's talks about Drake Greenlaw returning. I know that Sean Payton made some funny comments in his press conference with the media, talking about Drake Greenlaw, how excited he is, how the media was talking about him running downhill, and Sean Payton couldn't control himself, had to definitely call out the media, but he did what he had to do. It's going to be interesting about who's returning, who's actually out. That's something you need to really pay attention to over the next couple of weeks. Ed Oliver could be returning for Buffalo. That would be huge. Curtis Samuel, we'll see if that has any type of impact for Josh Allen and his crew. I'm going to lean Buffalo gets the upset in this one and moves on to the AFC Championship round. That's what I'm going with my lean as well. I think they have to play perfect, and I think they do. I think they absolutely do in this one.
Yeah. Well, really quick, I'd love to throw in here. I saw Bo Nix. I saw a video of him having to sign some jerseys the other day, and that looked exhausting. It just did. I mean, you gotta write the inscriptions. You gotta sign here, sign there, whatever it is. I don't love doing a signature. I'm gonna be completely honest.
If you were the Steelers head coach, you'd probably have to do that. So maybe you should take yourself out of the hat. You should pull your name out.
Well, yeah. After that play call, I don't know if maybe that just immediately took me out. But I mean, keep that in mind. Maybe Bo Nix's writing arm is a little tired. I don't know. It just looked exhausting to me. So this is going to be a great game. That's essentially what I'm saying. Hey, just wanted to thank you for watching the entire video. If you haven't already, consider hitting subscribe down below. It helps the channel grow and helps us bring better content to you guys every single day. We're live literally every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 Eastern talking about the biggest stories in sports. So if you haven't dropped by, you really should. We love interacting with chatters, hearing your guys' opinions. You could easily become a part of the show. So hit subscribe and tell a friend. I'll see you in the morning.